Purdue Pharma settlement agreement increased by Sacklers. 9 state attorney generals have reached an agreement to withdraw their objection to a deal that grants immunity to members of the Sackler family who own Purdue Pharma from lawsuits related to the opioid crisis. In exchange, the Sackler family has agreed to increase their payment from personal holdings to $6 billion, up from the previous settlement amount of $4.5 billion. The terms of this new settlement have been hailed as a victory by Washington State Attorney General Robert Ferguson, who highlighted the substantial funds secured to address the opioid epidemic. This revised deal follows the overturning of the previous agreement by a federal judge in Manhattan, New York, and subsequent appeals by other states and the Justice Department. While the Sackler family expresses regret and denies any personal wrongdoing, critics, including many state attorney generals who approved the deal, allege that their aggressive marketing of opioids contributed to addiction and overdoses of American citizens. Despite Purdue Pharma admitting to criminal wrongdoing in a separate plea agreement, the Sacklers themselves have not been charged. As part of a separate settlement, they agreed to pay $225 million to the Department of Justice in 2020. The revised deal is awaiting final approval from U.S. bankruptcy judge Robert Drain, with an additional $1 billion intended for programs targeting the opioid crisis. However, there remains controversy surrounding the provision that shields the Sacklers from current and future lawsuits related to OxyContin and other Purdue pain medications. The case has highlighted mounting concerns about the opioid crisis, overdose prevention, and the Sackler family's wealth. What makes this story uniquely interesting to the process-serving industry is that government agencies like the Office of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice, for the first time, used civilian process servers exclusively from constable court services to serve the huge number of complaints in the largest lawsuit in history. Constable Court Services was given the contract to serve tens of thousands of summons in the opioid litigation that touched every state and involved every attorney general from across the nation. This obligation was not to be taken lightly because the execution of the service of process, for the first time in United States history, would rely solely on a civilian contractor who showed they had the ability to canvass the United States from shore to shore and engage the entire pharmaceutical industry and their associates in an effort to provide due process to the CEOs, manufacturers, advertisement marketers, and distributors in the largest lawsuit in American history.